All right, let's get right to it. We're here to talk about a major leap forward in how your team gets work done. And look, this isn't about just another shiny new tool. This is a blueprint for a whole new way of operating, centered around what we call the AI coworker. But before we dive in, let me ask you a question. It's one that I know keeps leaders up at night. What is the actual bottom line cost of all the busy work your team is doing? Not just the time, but the real drag it puts on innovation and growth.
Because that drag, it shows up in very real and very expensive ways. It's that critical knowledge that's scattered everywhere, in emails, in chat threads, in people's heads. It's your top performer spending way too much time on mind-numbing repetitive tasks. It's the inconsistent quality that slips through, and frankly, it's the burnout that happens when your best people feel like they're just stuck on a hamster wheel. These are huge, hidden costs.
So here's the big idea. The solution to this isn't another simple chatbot that you ask a one-off question. The solution is something fundamentally different. It's an operational partner, a true AI coworker that gets integrated right into your team's core workflow.
So how do we do that? Well, it starts with the first pillar of this whole system, projects. You can think of this as a direct answer to scattered knowledge and that constant, painful game of catching people up to speed. So, what are projects? Imagine secure, digital workspaces for every single one of your initiatives or clients. You feed it all the relevant documents, the style guides, the past work, just once. From that moment on, the AI has a persistent memory for that project. It never forgets the context, so your team never, ever has to start from scratch again.
And the business impact of that is immediate. Think about it. You can bring a new team member up to speed in hours, not weeks, because the entire project history is right there. You get perfect brand consistency on everything. You're building an institutional knowledge base that actually stays with the company. It's a total game changer for efficiency. Okay, so if projects is the brain providing the memory, then our second pillar, cowork, provides the hands. This is where we go from just knowing things to actually doing things. We're talking about real autonomous action.
Now, I really want you to focus on two words here, autonomous and local files. This is a huge leap. This isn't some web app where you have to constantly upload and download documents. You literally point this agent at a folder on your computer, give it a high-level goal, and it gets to work, creating, analyzing, and organizing files just like a human assistant would. And we are not talking about simple, one-step tasks. We're talking about complex, results-driven commands. You know what requests like this? This isn't a what-if scenario. This is the new reality of delegation. You give one command, and it kicks off an entire workflow of analysis, synthesis, and content creation all on its own.
Let's just put this side by side, because the difference is night and day. A traditional chatbot, you manually upload files, you have a conversation, you get text back. A Cowork agent, it accesses your files directly, it operates autonomously, and it delivers a finished professional document. We're making the jump from a conversational tool to a true operational partner.
And that brings us to the final and maybe the most strategic piece of this whole puzzle, skills. This is how you take your team's secret sauce, your unique way of doing things, and you bottle it up to ensure it's used perfectly every single time.
A skill is basically the ultimate standard operating procedure, or SOP. It's a digital playbook that teaches the AI your company's absolute best practices for a given task. And because they're written in simple Markdown, anyone on your team can create them. You don't need a team of developers. This is about democratizing excellence.
And look how easy this is to put into action. It's really just 3 steps. You define your best workflow, you document it once in a simple file, and you save it. That's it. From then on, the AI uses that skill automatically. You're basically cloning the methods of your top performers and deploying them across the whole organization. And the applications for this are everywhere. Imagine no more manually checking style guides on presentations. Every client email automatically uses the right template. All meeting notes are instantly structured in your company's format. All those small repetitive tasks that drain time and create errors, gone, automated and standardized. So we've seen the 3 core pillars, but as a leader, you're probably asking, okay, this sounds great, but is this a sound strategic investment? And the answer comes down to 2 things, what's under the hood and how it protects you for the future. So let's quickly look under that hood. The power comes from something called an agentic architecture. The best way to think about it is like a great project manager. It takes your complex request, breaks it down into smaller jobs, and hands them off to specialized sub-agents who work on it all at once. That's how it handles really complex tasks so quickly. But, and this is absolutely crucial, the skills you build are based on an open standard. This means you are not locked into one platform. The workflows you create are your assets and they are portable, which completely future-proofs your investment.
So, let's just tie this all together. Projects creates that centralized memory. Cowork gives you the autonomous execution. And Skills guarantees standardized quality. What we're really looking at isn't just a set of features. It's a single, unified platform that's built to capture, scale, and deploy your team's collective intelligence.
And really, that leaves us with one final and I think most important question. What could your team truly achieve? What's the next level of innovation they could reach if all the friction of busy work was just gone, engineered right out of their day? That is the opportunity that's right in front of you.